rise for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the village board meeting of May 22nd, 2023. Roll call, please.
Gardner, Possession,
Here.
Giannotti,
Here.
Terry, Stacy,
Here.
Kraus.
Yes.
And Joe Terry will be here. He said he was going to be a little bit late. So you have minutes of the last meeting in your packet. Does anyone have any changes?
The one in the packet, yeah, the one in the packet, disregard the one that was attached to the email is correct, and the one on the table is correct.
You corrected one on the table. Does anyone have any changes, or do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Possession,
Yes. Sorry.
Giannotti,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
All right, clerk's report.
The total tax income received in the month of April is $216,574.62. And at our last historic preservation meeting, we decided to have a cleanup day this Saturday, May 27th, beginning at 8 a.m. at the depot. We're going to do some general cleanup and plant a few flowers to try and beautify the area. If anyone has any extra flowers from their plantings that they've been doing recently, or that they'd like to donate or willing to help water flowers this summer, let me know.
Do you need community service kids?
No, because we're not going to plant too much because it'll be too much maintenance.
Okay.
And Public Works has already done a lot for us, so it doesn't require as much work as we do.
Well, they got time.
That's it. Under my report, we had a Will County Transportation Plan meeting for Eastern Will County.
Take care of your kids first.
Okay, I was gonna finish this first, but that's all
All
right.
right.
You okay? Yeah, we'll just do this real quick. You went to the meeting, I did not, on Friday.
Which meeting we talking about?
The Will County Transportation meeting.
Yes. They picked Creekmoney Road as the main road for east-west truck traffic, and they're gonna come up with a plan on how to beef that road up to truck standards. But they don't know where the west turn line's gonna be,
So they're
and
still,
how to get it to 394.
and they're still thinking of running it through downtown Moni.
Well, that's one of the options, it's still on there, but I'm sure that's not gonna happen.
All right.
That's about it for that.
Okay. We had a meeting with the potential fire inspector from Safe Built last week. He has 35 years experience. He was very good, very mellow, said he looks for compliance rather than, a punishing kind of a intent. He lives quite a distance away. I think he's in Westmont, and he also works full-time. So we haven't ironed out the details yet. We're probably looking at him. He says, would it be okay if he came out twice a month? Well, that's kind of what's happening now. So we discussed doing, setting up every 20 minutes or every 15 minutes and just kind of blasting through when he came out, do a 6-hour day or so. And we were counting anywhere from 80 to 100 businesses to be inspected. So I think if we were doing them in that kind of a fashion where you're doing that regular of a schedule, we could probably get through them pretty quickly. We discussed what would happen if he had to do a return visit, and that's kind of up in the air. If he had to come back and re-inspect once, I think that would be covered. We may have to come up with a plan, because if you have people that are consistently in violation, we're not going to pay this guy to come out, every month to inspect people that are delinquent. So I think then we need to get into a fining situation. Just to cover our costs, there's no reason we should have to cover the inspector just because somebody refuses to do what they're supposed to do.
We need to sit down with some of the businesses we have on file, the local station inspector.
Okay. Yeah.
The old grain elevator,
Oh,
I don't know, that's something that.
and even the well houses and things like that, He was talking about when the state fire inspector comes out, he does not re-inspect. He comes out, inspects, tell you what you have to do, and he's gone, which was interesting.
We got 12 months, I think, to read them. And they
Do ya?
inspect, like the next inspection, they check and make sure you did what you did. It's usually what happens with the school and stuff, I know.
Yeah, And we still wanna make up a list of, not necessarily, here's what you need to do to pass your test, but here's what you should be doing on an ongoing basis to be in compliance and to keep yourself safe from fires. Here's a list of things we're looking for compliance on, so that they know ahead of time what they have to do and, it can go more smoothly.
So would he be able to, I mean, because there are gonna be probably, there's gonna be re-inspections. There might be
Yes.
something as minor as like a light bulb on an exit sign.
Right.
Can he just, will he have the flexibility to like, hey, if you do my business first thing in the morning and that's out, can you go get a bulb? And then I'll come back later, or, I mean, because he's gonna have to
We
re-inspect.
talked about several, they could take a picture of it, send it to us, and then we'll just put it in the file as being.
Or we could have someone else go back that's here already, we
Yeah.
could even have the other Nick or something go back through and just kind of glance at what this is supposed to be. Obviously, he says, if there's a chair in front of an exit, he says, he goes, I just go and move the chair.
I'm talking about actual violations, not me.
Yeah,
The
real
biggest one
ones.
is expired tags on extinguishers,
Yeah.
sprinkler systems, so what,
But I mean, that stuff's gonna have to be checked for compliance, because
Well, what
actually,
they-
a fire inspector comes back 12 months, but what's the point of inspection? if you
well,
let
what they
someone
will
out
do
to
is,
for a year?
within the 30-day window, if they take a picture of a new tag and send it to Patty, we'll put it on file as being in compliance. Then he doesn't have to go back. All he wants is proof that the tag's been updated.
And that even happened currently, because some of our current inspections, when I was looking at the downloads of them, somebody didn't have a tag, and they emailed him a picture of, the fire extinguisher in the room with the updated tag on it, and,
Is he making you a selfie or something, or what?
maybe. All right, my appointment list is in here somewhere. Here it is, yep. Basically, I still have to do 2 appointments for planning and zoning. I never reappointed last time. Dennis's term had been up, and he was ill at the time, so I left him and Kevin Bouchard alone. I had put Joe Gardner on. Now that his son is on village board, I don't know that that would be, it's permissible, but it's just tacky. So I told Joe Gardner I'd probably have to replace him. So I'm not gonna finish those. Everybody who's on is gonna serve until I can come up with some new appointments for a plan commission. But everybody else,
Does the youth commission look right to you, Ben?
Yeah, I didn't see the
There's
answers.
been a lot of turnover now.
Yeah, but this looks right based on, right now.
I do have one correction on historic preservation. Scott Whaling asked to be removed.
okay. All right. But everything else should be current, so could we have a motion to approve my appointments?
Minus, the one,
Minus, yeah.
so moved minus, Scott Wayne,
Scott
Historic
Wayne.
Preservation Committee.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Giannotti,
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
And at the end of the meeting, I will ask for a motion to go into closed session to go over old closed session minutes. All right, we're gonna skip ahead to Planning, Building, and Zoning Committee, and neither trustee Gardner or Terry are here, so we're gonna consider a request for the continuation of a legal non-conforming use at 515 Penfield Street. It's a residential use right now in a business district. There's a letter enclosed, and the letter is required so that the new buyer can obtain financing to purchase the home. This is something we've done in the past when, there's a home that's traditionally been residential, but it's in a business district.
And the B3 zoning allows that whole strip to a certain depth remain B3 along DC Highway. And someday in the future, somebody's gonna approach that homeowner and buy that whole corner for it.
But until such day, in order to be able to close on a sale, they need that approved. So does anybody have any concerns or questions? No? All right, can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor to consider,
Oh,
approve
sorry.
the request for continuation of a legal non-conforming use at 515 Penfield Street for R1 use in a B3 district. Do we have a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion?
Just point of order, Joe Terry's not a tenant, so he can vote, correct? Because I might need 5 votes, because it's a zoning issue. I was gonna have the mayor vote, but he walked in, so.
Okay. Do you know what you're voting on?
Yes. He does.
All right. Roll call.
Possession,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Take 30 seconds if you can sign these, you and the clerk, and then give one to the attorney. I think you're the attorney or the real estate agent?
I'm the attorney.
The attorney, okay.
They were very grateful, so thank you.
No problem.
They have a closing tomorrow.
Oh, geez. I just
Nothing
didn't
like
look
coming
at
under the wire
right in the
here.
last minute, yep.
And that's the same language we've used in the past, and I've never had a problem with things, so it should work. Give her one.
I think one is for you. and one is
You
for
keep one. You keep
One,
one.
okay. I didn't know.
All right, thank you very much, I appreciate
Have a
it,
good
have a
one.
good night, yep.
You too. All right, well, I'll just finish it off for you. Planning and zoning meeting scheduled for Thursday, May 27th has been canceled due to a lack of agenda items. The next regularly scheduled meeting is set for Thursday, June 22nd. All right, Finance and Administration Committee, Trustee Kraus.
Consider approval of bills and payroll since last meeting. The list of bills in front of everyone. Like it's been recently, there's no new additions since we're doing it every 2 weeks. So if no one has any questions, make a motion to approve the bills and payroll.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second?
There's a
Do I-
motion,
Do I have to add in the amount?
yes.
Okay, make a motion for bills for $86,856.91.
Okay, there's that motion on the floor. Are you seconding that?
I'll continue for a second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call.
Kraus,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
Okay, now it gets exciting. Liability pool fund status. Every year, we update the board on the status of our insurance pools. This is the liability insurance pool we are in. It's called the Illinois Municipal Insurance Cooperative, which was created in 2013 from prior members of the Illinois Municipal League Insurance Cooperative that pulled out due to concerns at the time regarding the integrity of that pool. It's always risky starting over. We had some difficult years, but now we have an unrestricted fund balance of $1.2 million above the outstanding claims allotment, which we have invested and keep as a contingency reserve. The co-op self-funds up to $100,000 or $150,000 per claim, depending on the type of claim, and then buys excess coverage insurance. Very few claims go into the excess policy, so over time the cost of this policy goes down. We also conduct loss control on our claims, bringing the cost down even further. See the enclosed material. We have any questions? Workers' compensation insurance status. Village is a member of the Insurance and Public Risk Fund, the largest local government workers' compensation insurance pool in the state. This pool is totally self-funded, meaning all the claims are paid by reserves in the account. The village's premium last year was $108,667 based on the size of our payroll. All coverages are provided according to state law. See the enclosed policy. Cybersecurity insurance. The village has a separate insurance policy for cybersecurity protection and insurance. There are many different types and ranges of coverage, but the basic rules we have a $25,000 deductible and an aggregate limit of $2 million. This policy is for ransomware, hacking, and stolen information. Village employee health insurance is provided by another pool called the Illinois Personal Benefits Cooperative. This pool was formed in 1982 by a group of village administrators that figured out strength is in the numbers in the old divide and conquer theory of independent brokers and plans cost significant tax dollars. There are sub-pools in each region of the state that subrogate up to $50,000 per claim. From $50,000 to $500,000 per claim, the entire pool covers. Anything over $500,000 is provided by an excess carrier. Each member of the pool has its own share in the co-op that are restricted and unrestricted funds. Beecher currently has $98,218 on account, with $39,288 this amount being totally unrestricted. See the enclosed material.
Good
That's all the pools I have.
First meeting is chairman, is that what you?
Is that because it's spraying all the pools
Pool
out?
review.
You go swimming?
Yeah, it's like, were you in the pool while you wrote this? That's all I have.
All right. Public Buildings and Properties, Parks and Recreation Committee, trustee Giannotti.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. So the new police station bid specification, design meeting occurred on Wednesday, May 10th. Minutes from the meeting are attached. I was able to actually attend that meeting with Bob and the chief and the lieutenant. And got a lot done, a lot talked about and accomplished, I think, in the meeting.
It was about 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, we went over everything from electrical, the HVAC, the plumbing, pretty much all the engineering, layout, just some last minute layout stuff. Talked a few different options on the HVAC system. Couple things to visit with the generator, I think on that, right, Bob?
Yeah, the generator is going to be an alternate if, in the event we go over the 4 million,
So,
because they're very expensive right now.
so getting them in the lead times, I think they were saying it's up to like 18-month lead time for that size generator, so there's some ridiculous stuff going on right now out
We
there.
could find a
So,
used one.
yeah, so that's, we're looking at a couple options on that, but other than that, everything else, is moving along, you know. And, that was that. Fireman's Park improvement update. Pretty much Fireman's Park is complete. I think restoration's, man, just waiting on stuff to settle out.
Yep.
And,
All the projects are complete.
So we can take that off the list for now.
yeah, the only thing we're waiting on is some of the lighting that we approved later on for the like Picnic Grove area, but other than that, everything from the ARPA funds is all good. And I noticed the splash pad has been getting much use down there too, so.
It's on a lot.
Oh, yeah. Lots of
Even
people
when
using
there's-
the picnic tables and stuff
Yeah.
over there, so.
Looks like trustee Sessions' kids enjoyed the new playground.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I took them down there after the update, and there were a lot of people down there enjoying like the new swing set and the teeter-totter, everything. Kids are getting a lot of use out of it.
Oh, yeah. It's been loaded down there, so. And then the Project Pickle update, Superintendent.
I was notified today that we are a priority finally, and the paving should take place on Friday, weather permitting, but everything looks good with
As
that.
long as you understand that the paving has to sit for 30 days
30
before we
days.
can do the,
Minimum, right? That's-
Minimum,
it's
and
just a
then
minimum.
that's gonna be up to American Seal Coating when they can get us on their schedule after that, so it's hopefully gonna start moving forward, but.
Not necessarily something you wanna rush either with that oil and stuff.
Right.
no, but unfortunately, the time schedule is not under our control.
Right.
By Penfield.
We don't even have a slot with the seal coating.
No, it's all dependent on the pavement.
And then
It's,
the electric and stuff for the cameras.
I got the camera, electrical for the camera system bid this afternoon. I'll be approving that tomorrow morning so that way we can get that in, moving forward and,
And we supply the cameras to the school, they're gonna tie them into their system and give the police department access. So we'll have 24-hour monitoring on that. So, that concludes my report.
All right. Public Safety Committee, trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. So, a couple things that we had going on as far as with the community relations, with McDonald's, we had their grand opening, we had the coffee with the cop, and that was on last Thursday, and they had, prize with firemen. And then we also had, this last Friday, we had the, Special Olympics with, Dunkin' Donuts with the cop on top. And all those were very successful. A lot of people came out. We have the bike rodeo that's scheduled for Saturday, July 1st, and it's to start at 9 a.m. And I believe it goes to noon. No, there's no.
No, registration's at 8:30, the event starts at 9,
And then it's
and
done.
you've gotta be there at 9 in order to participate, so you don't
I
even
was
have
gonna, I
problems.
was gonna ask, because we had problems with that,
Last
we
year.
scheduled it to end at, or whatever
Yeah.
our end date was, and people were coming, put that in, so thanks. And then, the new squad is up and running, and, Lieutenant, anything you'd like to add?
No, it's still being built.
It still is?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't take delivery of it yet?
I thought,
We've taken delivery, it's at Minor Electronics.
Okay, it's getting,
We're waiting on a couple items, supply chain issues, waiting on a rear seat and a shield. Should be any day now.
okay. And my report, thank you. Anything else you'd like to add?
Okay. Public Works Committee, trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. Penfield Street update, we'll turn to.
Yes, we are getting closer. Hopefully Matt has more information. Did you meet with Mead Electric today?
Yeah, on a whim, I saw a Mead electric truck out there. They are the subcontractor for ComEd to move the poles. They will be here on Wednesday and Thursday
Of next week?
of this week.
Of this week?
This week to move those poles. So
Good.
once the poles get moved, Mead is going to move the electric lines while they're here Wednesday and Thursday of this week. Then Comcast and AT&T still both need to come and follow up behind them. So there is still some work, but I know the rep, I don't remember his name or which utility he was part of, but he was kind of heading up between AT&T and Comcast.
Blue.
Yeah, Bloom. Yeah, he's been very involved. I think he's gonna keep this process moving forward pretty quickly. So.
Our intent is to start on the bridge June 5th,
June
the day
5th.
school closes,
Yeah,
which is perfect.
We may
That's our
we may
intent.
still be able to hit that target.
Yeah.
Okay, the Gould Street Water Main Replacement Punch List is enclosed. ComEd Annual Report for 2022 is enclosed for your review. And leaf machine update.
We have everything tore apart on that leaf machine that was given to us by Thornton Public Works. I'm having trouble finding one part. Standard Equipment gave me a parts list with item numbers. I gave the list back to them of what was needed, and then they tell me that part doesn't exist. So, kind of backwards. I'm working through it, so I'll be getting stuff ordered here hopefully relatively soon, so we can get that machine back up and running this late summer, and we can get it on the road this fall.
Okay, and that's my report.
I got one other thing, Mr. Chairman. At 4 p.m. today, I got an email from the county that we got $500,000 for Dixie Highway water main. That project is gonna come in at about $1 million, so now my job is to find $500,000. We got 275 on account in the water main replacement right now, and I'm gonna have to look and see what we can transfer into water main, because I don't feel like borrowing money right now in this economy to do it. Now, I could use an EPA loan, but the EPA would want us to borrow the entire amount, because that's just how they work, and that's not gonna work for us. So, in the next 30 to 60 days, we're gonna be figuring out how we're gonna finance Dixie. I'm in no big hurry. We have to spend the money by the end of 2025, but I'm in no big hurry, because I wanna get Penfield done, because we gotta close Indiana Avenue at Dixie to put that water main in. We can't have both Penfield and Indiana closed. That would be terrible. I mean, it'd only be for a week or two, but it would be a disaster for not only convenience, but public safety. So my goal is to get Penfield done, or at least drivable, and then this fall, start looking at getting Dixie started. That's my plan. Does that seem to work for you?
Yeah, we may have to coordinate with County DOT just with their
Because
project
they-
coming up.
That could be another reason we got the grant, because they want us to get
Yeah.
that main in before they pave the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna happen that fast unless they
Right.
wait till 25,
Right.
or 24, excuse me. So we'll see. Timing is everything, coordination. That's it, Mr. Chairman.
That's it.
All right. Economic Development Community Relations Committee, trustee Session.
Thank you very much. So, summer concert series update. A final planning meeting was held last week, and enclosed is the poster being used for this summer's events. An update will be provided now. So things are coming together pretty nicely, I would say. We have all the bands and food laid out. One change from last year is we're intending to purchase water and soda as a village to sell at the events. And so our trustees that are on point at each event will be in charge of handling that transactional activity. And then we are looking into a couple little extra things that are still coalescing, that maybe like kind of bonuses. I don't want to mention them just yet until they come together. And then I guess just a reminder, the first concert is upcoming June 3rd, Iron Horse from 6 to 9 p.m. Food will be provided by the DHS soccer team as a fundraiser, I believe, Joe?
Yes, they're gonna do burgers and dogs, and they agreed also to sell the pop and water for us.
Oh, nice.
In the village bag.
Can we advertise that, because that brings people in if they know that somebody's sponsoring something?
I talked to Jonathan this afternoon and confirmed everything, so they are good to go. They're gonna do burgers, hot dogs, and I think chips and then, they'll sell the pop and water for us.
Okay.
So the soccer team will just reimburse the village for whatever they use.
And then moving forward, let us know what food option you have
Yes.
out there, because people do like, you know, they ask, at least we
Yeah.
get it on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to confirm with the Lions Club.
Yeah, so we might have some nice things happening with them too. But that's everything on that one. Any questions? No. All right, that concludes my report. Thank you very much.
All right. Any old business to come before the board?
Thank you for, the flags came in, the military American flags, and they're up on Route 1 and
Gold Streak too as well.
So they look nice. Thanks for getting those up. That's all.
All right. So we need a motion to adjourn into executive session to go over old minutes.
And there will be some new business after that, we have a couple motions.
So moved.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so motion and a second. Roll call?
Musician,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
See you guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Tough meeting.